Did you guys see Mr. Beast's failed video on TikTok?
No.
So he apparently was going to do one of those, like where you go to a supermarket and then you pay for everybody's stuff while they're there. And so the supermarket leaked it. So the supermarket was full of people and they were all loading their shit up because they knew that Mr. Beast would pay for it, all this stuff. And so Mr. Beast didn't even come because of security issues. But I mean, I'm sure it's probably such a shit show to film if the whole thing was already packed.
Why would they leak that?
I don't know. They totally blew it.
Mr. Beast would just be like, hey, just maybe don't mention this. Otherwise, like 10,000 people are probably going to show up.
I'm sure it was one worker, like that's all it would take is one worker and then the whole thing.
But they definitely like ruined it in the process.
Yeah.
And I don't think other grocery stores and whatnot are going to make that mistake again.
It just like I watching the video and watching all the people that maybe some of them looked like they needed help, but they're loading in like one dude was pushing around a cart of like 50 steaks. So they grabbed the meat market and threw it in his cart. And I don't know, something's always rubbed me the wrong way about that. Like
they take an advantage. Like you're buying shit you wouldn't even buy. You start buying like 4 TVs. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I think Mr. Beast talked about that. He's like, yeah, you see a kid checking out, he's buying like 4 Xboxes. It's like such an odd human trait that when you get something like given to you that you want more of it.
It's like when people have the honor system of putting candy out on their front doorstep for Halloween, and then kids will come and just like
grab
the
whole
entire
thing.
bucket in there.
Dude.
But to be fair, those are children.
Like, did you do that, Mike?
No, I just had a little.
Dude,
I didn't.
That was the best.
No, I didn't. I was very.
I went to one
Hit him first.
We're on the page. I was respectful of that. Take one, maybe two. But there's a bunch of memes going around. Just like a little side note on the whole leave the candy bowl out, and it's like it was a bowl of guns. Please, only one gun per kid. A bowl of just like a case of beers or anything. Please, only one per kid. So funny.
Speaking of Mr. Beast, isn't it insane the magnitude of the businesses that he's building? Like, have you guys seen? So he just opened up Mr. Beast Burger, like the first like physical location. Did you guys see the meetup in the mall? Or
wasn't it like the whole mall?
Basically the whole
sea
mall.
Of people, like multiple floors.
Yeah, like an insane amount of people. I think they came out and said that they did $100 million on Beast Burger last year.
Burgers?
Yeah.
How do you sell that many cheeseburgers?
Well, that's the thing about like the food industry or the drink industry. Is they're going to just continue to buy and buy and buy.
Can you break down what the Beast Burger is again? Like, I'm not even super familiar, right? Because there was no brick and mortar stores up until this first one.
Yeah, I think there was like a couple thousand orders just through like Grubhub, Uber Eats. And then basically if people wanted and they have like a mom and pop restaurant, they could sign up for Beast Burger on that. They would send
get the ingredients.
Okay. They would get the recipes and then they could just deliver it. So they were doing like, insane amount. And then I think they got to keep most of the revenue. But
were they allowed to sell those Beast Burgers in person or it had to be a DoorDash?
I think it has to be through DoorDash.
Yeah, I remember it's
like part of the ghost kitchen thing. There used to be like all those kitchens that took off. I think it was like during COVID stuff. Mm-hmm. But they would have just like kitchens, no restaurants, and they would just be shipping DoorDash.
Yep. Right now, I'm sure there's a bunch of regulations about it now, but I remember when it first started, it was pretty loose. Like, I mean, I heard stories of people like legit getting the ingredients somehow and just like making them at their house and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure that happened a little bit.
Control on that many.
That's true.
It's like if someone can get their hands on the ingredients, they basically can get their hands on the profits of it.
Yeah, I suppose. But
yeah, that's
nice
just
line, Mike.
that's just one of them though. It seems like he has a successful business popping up like at least every year.
He does, but it seems like there's so many different YouTubers creating massive businesses right now. So like Logan Paul and his Prime drink. So we just got like the Prime drinks came to the Cormorant store. So,
of all places. Dude.
I was surprised too. So we like had our first drink of that, which is pretty cool because like you see it on the internet and then they're all promoting it and shit.
That was the first time I've seen it in Minnesota,
anywhere,
up north. That's why I was surprised. I was like,
I think he is in some Walmarts and stuff. But I don't know how the C-store.
The C-store comes through with it, and then like trying it for the first time, it's like really good.
Yeah,
it's really good stuff, which is like so cool to see.
It has to be. If it was shit, he would be in trouble. People
That's
be like, "This
true.
is
People are ripping on
terrible,"
him.
you know, like
Yeah.
Even if it was just average,
But-
I feel
yeah.
like.
Okay, so then there's
it's
even
gotta
that.
be good.
Remember when like Travis Scott made a drink? I mean, it
Just-
fizzled
Oh,
out really
the
fast.
Because they didn't care.
It
dude.
was like really bad. I heard like from all angles, everyone's like, "Yeah, it sucks," and then it just immediately dissipated.
yeah,
So
it
it's like-
wasn't working.
It's just funny. Like you think you're sitting down at the taste meeting and you're like,
It's
"This
all
isn't
right.
that good?"
Yeah.
But
I'm
Fuck
he
it,
did.
if
run
you can
it.
market it,
Yeah,
But
run
like
it.
guys like that, like how many celebrities have alcohol?
Like
You
all
know,
of them,
they
practically.
have like a whiskey or whatever. How many of them actually go there and sit down and go like, "This is good, but how can we make it better?" and this and that? Or do they just go, "Hey, listen, Travis, we're gonna give you 40% of the profits if you let us put your name on this drink and you endorse it." And they go, "Great."
yeah, there's a lot of that.
I'd assume most of them.
I think the thing about the artist having like their own brand that they just put their name on is like they're the musicians first, right?
Mhm.
But like YouTubers, most YouTubers are like business people first, and then, or it might
Creators,
not start that
more
way.
so, but
Yeah.
It might not start that way. Yeah, you start as a creator, but then eventually, it all turns into a business. So then if you're starting a business, like you can't just kind of like half-ass that.
Yeah, either a creator of videos or a creator of art or a creator of business. I feel like that's the direction. Like, I feel like that's how your mind has to operate to do this, because you just constantly have to be worrying about multiple things and like growing and looking at it different ways.
100%.
You know who I look up to a lot as a, I guess, businessman at this point? Jimmy Buffett. Dude, the guy, like Margaritaville,
That's true.
like, you know how many Margaritavilles there are? I mean, I actually have no idea. But I think there's like 50 and there's Margaritaville, like Senior Frog vibes if you guys have ever been to one. But you got like your standalone restaurants, but then he's got Jimmy Buffett resorts, hotel, and like
Yeah, it is amazing.
full blown.
Yeah, he's
And
building like this thing in Fort Myers Beach where I've gone, and it's like huge. It's like 3 or 4 city blocks. They just like completely
and
tore
to be
down
able to
and
do
then
that
built
in the
thing over
mecca
the
of
road.
any,
beach town.
yeah, it's just insane. And like the fact that that's just Margaritaville. Like think of all the music. Like he's got his own station on XM.
But also, my parents were pretty big. What are they called? Parrot heads.
That's what
Yeah,
I did
parrot
not
heads.
know that's a thing.
Yeah, that's like their thing. They used to like travel around and go to all his
What?
concerts and stuff like that. Yeah. But Jimmy Buffett had some hardcore fans.
Definitely. And he was a good musician. Oh no, Margaritaville.
Yeah, Mike, that is actually a great example, and it kind of just debunked my
Well, there's
my thesis on artists
But I
creating
wasn't
brands.
trying to, and also I feel like the transition time between Jimmy Buffett like being like, all right, I think I'm ready to be mostly done being a musician, and then Margaritaville being what it is.
that. And
Well,
there's
also 50 Cent owns Vitamin Water. So that's another artist and another
I didn't
big
know that.
brand.
But did he start
Yeah,
Vitamin Water?
I don't know. I
I
kind of
think-
shot
I
from
think
the
it
hip
boils-
I kind of shot from the hip on that one, just thinking of Travis Scott.
I think it boils down to if you care and you're
Yeah.
passionate about it. If you care about it, you can make it good.
Yeah. And lastly, there is a difference between them coming to you and be like, can we put your name on it? And you going, I want to start a drink brand. That's where it really
True.
is different, right?
or if you care if it's good or not. If you just go, yes, I'll take the bag.
Yeah.
I think that Happy Dad, which is Nelk's hard seltzer, Prime, and then Beast Burger or Feastables, those are all gonna be huge brands though.
Yeah, like household.
100%, yeah. They damn near are.